Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our first official video for the channel. Today I thought we would do a short character introduction so we can meet our wandering samurai and see what skills and abilities he'll have as we venture down into the mines. Without further ado, this is Hattori Hanzo. Some of you will know where I got that name from. Hattori's base values are Agility 3, Cunning 3, Spirit 2, Strength 3, Lore 2, and Luck 2. He's got an Initiative of 5, Combat 2, and a Max Grit of 2. His range to hit is 4+, Melee is 3+, so he's pretty good with swords. His health is 10 with a 3+ defense, and Sanity with 4+ willpower. He also starts with a Max Fury of 5. Now, since we will be going this alone, I'm not too sure how it's going to work out for us. I did decide to go with Ronin for his starting ability, which gives us +1 to Max Fury, +1 Strength, and when drawing loot cards, we can draw one extra card and choose which one we'd like to discard. The only issue with this is we can't use any samurai battle tactics that use the keyword healing. However, we do get some starting extra gear for him. We're going to get the samurai armor, which gives us armor 5+, +2 to our health, and -1 to our initiative. Not that big of a deal, but we'll see how it goes. He also gains the Ronin's helmet, where all adjacent enemies that do not have the ability of fear, terror, or unspeakable terror will be -1 to their defense, so that should help us out tremendously. His starting abilities: he has Samurai Battle Tactics. We start with 2 random Wanderer Samurai Battle Tactics. We chose 3 of them, and the 2 that I picked were: the first one is Dancing Dragon. We can spend Fury up to our hero level to use the battle tactic. We target an enemy model up to 2 spaces away and move to share their space, placing one of the spent Fury tokens on that enemy. Then make an Agility 5+ test. If passed, we can repeat the process, but we may not target the same enemy more than once. When there are no more targets remaining and no more Fury to be placed, or the test has failed, we move to an empty space adjacent to the final target. Each enemy with a Fury token takes wounds equal to the total number of Fury tokens placed, ignoring defense. Then we remove all Fury tokens from the enemies. The second one is Whirlwind Strike. Every adjacent enemy model immediately takes 1 hit that does damage equal to a peril die plus our hero level, and that one costs us 5 Fury to use. His next ability, Battle Fury: anytime that we do wounds to an enemy from a combat hit, we gain 1 Fury token. For example, if I had 5 combat hits and each one of them did at least 1 wound to an enemy, we get 5 Fury tokens to use. And they build up over time, they just reset back to 0 at the start of each adventure. Next, we have the Code of Honor. Unfortunately, our hero may not use guns or explosives. He also may not voluntarily flee the mines. So anytime we're in an adventure, we're in it until we win it or we're dead. Good times. Finally, we have his starting item of the Wanderer's Katana. That gives us +2 to our Max Fury, and once per turn, we can spend 3 Fury to add +D3 damage to any one of our combat hits. It also has 2 upgrade slots and is a 2-handed weapon. For his personal item, I randomly drew the Locket. It adds +1 Spirit, and we can add +1 to all of our Catch Your Breath rolls. I kind of like this because roleplay wise, I kind of like the idea of, obviously most of you know who follow the game, later on Forbidden Fortress is going to come out. I like to think that he came from that world. He's carrying around the locket of his wife that he's just trying to find a portal to get back to his homeland and defend her from whatever's happening there while he's been away. As for our side bag item, I've decided to go with Fire Sake. These are specific to the Wandering Samurai hero class, you can discard these immediately to gain D3 Fury tokens. So I figured that would help us out in the mines if we needed Fury instantly before we get any hits. We can also purchase these later in town at the blacksmith or the street market, so we need to keep that in mind. Obviously, since this is going to be a solo campaign, he will be the only lantern holder, which is nice because we never have to worry about voices in the dark. Now that we've gotten all of his starting gear and abilities, let's take a look at the upgraded stats that we'll be starting our adventures with. Agility and Cunning have stayed the same, while Spirit has gone to 3, Strength has moved to 4, Lore and Luck have stayed the same, our Initiative has dropped to 4, our Combat and Max Grit are still at 2, Range and Melee have stayed the same, our Health has gone to 12, while Defense, Sanity, and Willpower have all stayed the same, and we now have a Max Fury of 8. I hope you've all enjoyed this little character introduction, and I hope you come back soon for our first adventure of Fistful of Darkstone.